to be music. Has to scream out from the shelves and never allow dust to settle. It has to shake loose from the page, stop conversations at the bar, leave trails of itself hanging in the air like ribbons of spotlit cigarette smoke. It must be capable of writing itself on walls. Able to paint city skylines in glorious technicolor or a million shades of grey. It must take root in the cracks between paving stones and spread its fingers out against the canvas of the sky. It has to keep rhythm. Has to mark time. Has to make news rhyme with actual fact or truth rhyme with beauty. It must speak. Must put words in people's mouths. Must make new shapes for tongues to hold, open tired eyes to new ways of seeing. It must birth its own language. With lips capable of kissing scars. And it must stand. Must stand as testament to the fact that words can draw blood and make that blood sing.
If you see me in my vast array of suitcases, tattered excuses, wrapped in tomorrow's newspaper headlines, dreaming in a doorway, my mouth full of spare change and my pockets on fire, a chameleon that's forgotten how to change colour, the rain nibbling at my bones. It's only my own fur I'm wearing, this hedgehog tuxedo, my faith in fool's gold, my unfathomable belief in mirages in the desert, Father Christmas and the Tooth Fairy. Please don't judge me too harshly. I'm just trying to practice my superpowers. It takes concentration to be invisible, to be so small I'm untouchable, to shoot spiders' webs from my hands. I never did learn to lie with any style. Why can't I find a phone box when I need one? Maybe you could help me to stop dialing the wrong number, to figure out my left from my right, to avoid falling down rabbit holes, to quit all those eat me, drink me compulsive hallucinations, to find a skin that fits me. I'm so weary of costume changes, early morning flights, missing sequins, my panda eyes, these brittle vodka nights, the truth reflected in a bottle. Never mind about the terms and conditions. I'm through with skipping ropes. I'm not looking for a hero. I just wondered if there's any chance you'd let me follow you home.
There have been teeth falling loose from their sockets like a shower of petals or bones. There has been treacle. Attempts to run against a gravity wound so tight that single steps were futile. A traveling nowhere. A running on the spot. A fanged leer and a gnarled hand inching ever closer. There have been glorious revolutions in unnamed countries, wars against tyrants, troops like legions of swarming beetles. There have been blades flashing at the sun, once or twice, a fluency in kung fu. Has mostly been up, though has been convincingly turned upon its head. There have been drives down unfamiliar streets. The front of a car crumpled like denim pulled fresh from a wash, once a mobile home. There have been more than a few kisses. School classrooms and corridors, a hiding place in a primary attic. There have been clothes forgotten and remembered too late. Weightlessness, a numbness of gums, falling but never hitting the ground, fear as solid and real as tabletops or bed frames, there has been silence. The power of sound cleft from the mouth, the jaw gummed with quiet, the throat emptied of ammunition. There has been love. There have been messages passed back and forth between hemispheres. Metaphors like acres of fortune cookies, all this behind shuttered and fluttering eyes, and I'd wager some of the best. Where everything moved like snowfall, and time itself was as delicate as a snowflake melting on the tongue.
In my revolution, there will be free ice cream. The old will become young. Trouble will be over before it's begun. My bombs will be hurled as lemonade, shattering laughter over walls that have crumbled before they were built. My bullets will bounce back to where they come from, leaving no scars but just a trail of jelly beans that will be the new borders, eaten before there's any need for visas. My refugees will party in the street, dancing their music over the front page before coming home to balloons and streamers and suitcases bursting with all they have lost. My soldiers will wear only their birthday suits and hand out presents of brand new futures that have no ties. My politicians will be acrobats who ride horses bareback and never utter a word. My followers will always be one step ahead of me, setting off fireworks in nobody's name. In my revolution, there will be free ice cream.
There is the danger, of course, that nothing is new, that I only remind you of something you used to know, the echo of something you may have wanted once, another hymn, perhaps. A note in my voice reminiscent of a song you once loved but have forgotten how to name. Traced the same curious paths as others that have known the glazed skin of the thin scar on your left thigh? Does the way you arch your back belong to me?
I'd like to be dressed in the gold of Christmas chocolate coins, my hair pinned up with candy canes, my eyes coated with emeralds, my tongue pierced with diamonds, and on each of my fingers a ruby red enough to draw blood. My fingernails will be painted all the colours of the Sistine Chapel, and my smile only Mona Lisa could share. I'd have boots made for stomping, with killer sex kitten heels, and toes reinforced with steel. Around my neck, I'd wear a boa constrictor, a real one with a poisonous bite. But I'd avoid furs. Instead, my coat would be purple velvet, and it would stretch out for miles behind me, and I'd line it with secret kisses and wild nights out on the town. I'd have earrings made from beer bottle caps, and a champagne cork inserted into my navel. Around my ankles, I tattoo the names of my dreams so that I never forget them. and my stockings would run ladders of newspaper headlines so that everyone would know why I was fashionably late. I'd have a corset made from plastic bubble wrap and petticoats sewn from red roses. My dress would be cut from snowflakes, the kind you find inside crystal bowls, and it would fit me like a second skin, sliding over me soft as mercury, so that I rippled as I walked. And I'd be silver and shiny and endlessly skinny. And I'd wear a belt studded with bullets and carry a dagger long and cruel. And I'd sport a sailor's cap with a phoenix feather tucked into it, so that when I rose from the ashes of your indifference, all post-punk indie waif glamour queen, we'd see if you dared not to notice.
Mandela is free. Poll tax protesters riot in the streets, and the kids I know listen to Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and ends with A's. Wondering when, if ever, it will be cool to throw the N-word around like a casual smack on the back. And I'm not supposed to say that I'm angry. I don't know where it comes from, but I carry it around like a lump of coal or a black-gloved fist in my pocket. I'm the shadow in the corner, the single dark cloud, and everyone suggests making a smile from that frown. There's a dog-eared copy of the autobiography of Malcolm X in my school bag. Everyone's fingers in my high-top fade, and I don't have a chip on my shoulder, but I feel like an ink blot on a blank page, and I know I'm not supposed to talk back. No is inked out from the dictionary allowed for polite exchange between my mother and son, and a best friend says it's best if you don't give it lip when they come to pick you up from the streets. If you're smart, you know when to stay silent. And the boys I'm close to all have stories of brothers disappearing into the backs of police vans to reappear with fresh, dark bruises, and I don't know how to say that I'm angry. So I just turn up the music till my mother takes a broomstick to the kitchen ceiling beneath my bedroom floor, and I know she just doesn't understand bass. How it's best when it's physical, reaching deep down, resounding like an alleluia or amen in one of God's houses. And I don't really dance anymore. I just stand by the speakers and know all the words. Spit them out like devotions to something I believe in. And the kids I know think they know about hip-hop and West Side and fighting the power and drive-bys, and I'm right there with them. Except I've once held a gun in my hands. Just for a few short seconds. Rejected its cold,